What's up guys, it's Zach and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the fact that literally the middle of the night for me, I mean I don't know about the rest of the world, but the middle of the night for me, apparently Nintendo have announced they are acquiring Next Level Games, aka the developers of Luigi's Mansion 3. There are a lot of different implications of this, so I'm actually going to go kind of in depth this video and talking about the acquisition, talking about what they could do, you know, in terms of what game could be next from Next Level Games and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, just gonna be an overall kind of fun little discussion video. I'm gonna be reading from an article that talks a little bit about this, so that we can get more of the finer details. So definitely, you know, hit that subscribe button if you like today's video. Without any further ado, let's get right on into it. So I'm gonna be reading off the website called The Verge, and I'm gonna be reading. It's a pretty short article, just talking about you know, the plans. Oh my God, I see. Off the bat, I'm sorry. I looked down, I saw a title. Luigi's Mansion 3 is perfectly silly slapstick comedy. That's not supposed to be Luigi's Mansion. That's God, I hate it. Sorry, side tangent, but anyways, reading it says, Nintendo has announced plans to acquire Canadian developer Next Level Games, a studio that has worked on some of the company's major franchises. Next Level is already a second-party partner, meaning it only makes games for Nintendo platforms, but Nintendo says the acquisition will help secure internal development resources and boost collaboration. Next Level is based in Vancouver and is probably best known for developing the second and third Luigi's Mansion games. Luigi's Mansion 3 in particular is one of the more technically advanced games available on the Switch, with impressive animations and physics. Other Next Level developed Nintendo projects include both Super Mario Strikers titles on the GameCube and Wii, Metroid Prime Federation Force on the 3DS, and the Wii reboot of Punch-Out! Financial details of the acquisition haven't been disclosed, but Nintendo expects it'll be a done deal on March 1st. Nintendo will buy 100% of Next Level Games shares and says it should only have a minor effect on earnings in its fiscal year. So basically, Nintendo are just buying up Next Level Games, which is smart, because one of the major horrible things that have happened with Nintendo is them losing Rare because Microsoft bought them up. So thankfully, they are able to keep Next Level Games under their wing so that they can keep having games in the Luigi's Mansion franchise, or let's say the Super Mario Strikers franchise, being developed by them. So really, it's just a win-win all around. Nintendo gets to keep Next Level Games under their belt, but they get to completely own them, which probably means more revenue from certain games will go to them instead of, you know, Next Level Games. But I'm presuming the workers and wages might be a little bit different. Some technical in-house stuff will probably be affected, but probably not much else. You see, Next Level Games, as it said, were already a second-party developer for the Switch. I mean, most of the main franchises it developed in the past 10 years were Nintendo, with a few very minor exceptions. I mean, Super Mario Strikers, Luigi's Mansion, those are the kind of things that were being worked on by Next Level Games this whole time. So, it's not like this is a company that had not really worked much with Nintendo before. Next Level Games is no stranger to Nintendo. They're really not. So, it's really not going to have a major effect, in my personal opinion, on what could happen in the near future with Next Level Games. But it is weird that it's happening on Luigi's Mansion 3's 20th anniversary. It's kind of really just, I don't know, like, I don't want to say ironic, but it's interesting that it happened on Luigi's Mansion's 20th anniversary. I don't think that it means anything's going to happen because of it. I'm going to do a whole video Friday about what might happen with Luigi's Mansion this year, given that it is the 20th anniversary. But I don't think that Next Level Games is going to be releasing anything Luigi's Mansion this year, or even announcing anything. In fact, their next title might not even be Luigi's Mansion. You know, it's really hard to say. But I'm going to go into each one of the franchises they've worked on individually and kind of go into it. But for now, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say there's not anything really new going to be happening this year with Next Level Games, unless they were already working on something. This is basically Nintendo's way of saying, okay, Next Level Games, we're going to buy you now. You make games exclusively for our console. Don't look at Xbox. Don't look at PlayStation. You only look at us. They're finally, officially a committed relationship. So, yeah, that's that in terms of that. But then the next question becomes, well, because of the fact that they are now fully devoted to Nintendo, obviously they're going to be working on more Nintendo projects. The question is, which one is next? I'm going to start off with the least likely and go up to the most likely, but I don't even know if there really is a most likely, because it is a huge question mark. Firstly, with Metroid Prime Federation Force, I don't think they're going to touch that franchise ever again. I think with how badly Metroid Prime Federation Force did, I don't think they're really going to be handed Metroid and, given, free reign. I mean, it's really just a dumbed down version of Metroid Prime, but, not as good. The art style isn't good. I mean, that's how I felt about Luigi's Mansion, is that, to me, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon was almost like the Federation Force, except not as bad. So, Federation Force, I really don't see them doing anything more with it, because the game got so much crap, it got so much, hate and everything, and pretty well deserved, given that people wanted a Metroid Prime 4, but, yeah, Metroid Prime Federation Force, I don't see them doing, like, a sequel or a spiritual successor to that game. I don't see it. Next up, I'm going to talk about Punch-Out! Now, Punch-Out! Obviously got revived in 2010 or something like that from Next Level Games, and it's really interesting, that this was a franchise they were given, Punch-Out!, but given their style with the slapstick comedy and the goofy nature of things, it makes sense, like that kind of game kind of suits well to that kind of style. And given that Little Mac is in Smash Brothers, they haven't really done anything with Punch-Out! In a while, I think it could be possible that Next Level Games are working on a Punch-Out! Game. Because, the Switch, obviously, they can do arms controls where you have one Joy-Con each hand and you're doing punches. It could be a really actually kind of cool thing, and it could really work well with the Switch hardware because of the dual Joy-Con setup thing, and of course have Pro Controller support and all that. I don't know, it could be really, really cool. I mean, I personally wouldn't be too excited because I'm not that big of a Punch-Out! Fan, unless they did some really cool, unique cameos, kind of like they did in Punch-Out! For the Wii with Donkey Kong being a cameo in there. But, I mean, I wouldn't be too interested, but, I mean, hey, it's a cool title to have. Alright, so we're going to get on to the big two now, the big two that everyone's probably in the comments, why aren't you talking about this yet? Mario Strikers. It's very possible they're working on Mario Strikers because of the fact that it is so highly, highly requested. Like, it's super requested. But I do have a question with that. Obviously, in recent years, Nintendo has been making Mario games a lot more vanilla. Taking less risks, taking less, chances of doing something new. Paper Mario, getting rid of any kind of unique characters, and stripping away the story. And then Luigi's Mansion, taking away a lot of the spooky atmospheric aspects of it. I'm wondering if that same thing would be put to Mario Strikers, where that edgy kind of atmosphere that Mario Strikers had would not be able to fly today with Nintendo. So they'd have to strip it down and become bare basics, hence why they haven't done a Mario Strikers game in so long. Like, it's been, I think, like, over 10 years at least since the last Mario Strikers game. They know it's heavily requested, but it's not been done. And I think it's because they know they wouldn't be able to get away with what they did before now. I mean, look at the Mario Sports Superstars game on the 3DS, where they had a Mario Soccer game in it, but it was very basic, very not much to it. It was not like Mario Strikers. So I think that if Next Level Games had to do wanted to do a new Mario Strikers game, it would have to be completely different than what they did before. Not because they wanted to do something different, but because Nintendo probably wouldn't let that fly today. It's really, really weird that, obviously this is just all conceptual and theory and all that, but given what's happened to other Mario-specific franchises like Luigi's Mansion and Paper Mario, I feel like Mario Strikers would get that same treatment because it's seen as too edgy and not family-friendly enough, for their icon Mario. That's kind of what I'm thinking for Mario Strikers. So I think Mario Strikers is possible just because of how high in demand it is, but I feel like if a new Mario Strikers is announced, it's not gonna be the same as it was before. And if it is in the same style as it was before, then I'll be completely shocked and wonder why they really made Luigi's Mansion all, like, goofy and silly. And lastly, of course, Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion is Next Level Games' biggest franchise, let's be real here. Yes, a lot of people want Strikers, but Luigi's Mansion, especially with Luigi's Mansion 3, has become Next Level Games' staple franchise. I mean, looking at articles, people refer to, Next Level Games as the developers of the Luigi's Mansion series, so that's really how they're known. But Luigi's Mansion obviously is the most likely one to see come back for obvious reasons. It's a great seller. It's like nearly on the top 10 Switch sellers list. And being that it came out in 2019, so it's not like an early Switch lifecycle game that had time to sell a lot. It's it's really interesting to see it be up there. But it's completely possible that Next Level Games are just gonna wait it out and work on Luigi's Mansion 4. Sorry, I said 3. Luigi's Mansion 4 and make it really worth the people's while. And I'll give Next Level Games credit here. I actually said this on Twitter. But I actually really appreciate, as much as I rip on Luigi's Mansion 3, I really do appreciate that they at least listened to the fans' feedback and addressed the issues people had. You know, even though the structure still isn't perfect, it's still way better than the mission structure. And even though the human ghosts aren't as integrated as I wanted them to be, they're still a lot better than the alternatives that Dark Moon had. So, you know, if Next Level Games develop a new Luigi's Mansion game, I mean, really, at the end of the day, I want it to go back to that original style so much, where it's just one open mansion you get to explore. It's dark, it's spooky, it's creepy, there's no goofy slapstick humor, no high-pitched squeaky voices from the ghosts. That's the kind of Luigi's Mansion I want, but I do see if they want to make a Luigi's Mansion 4, it'll probably be kind of in the same vein as Luigi's Mansion 3, just probably something different. But, nonetheless, I do think it's possible that they are working on a Luigi's Mansion sequel. And I think that's probably their next project, to be honest. Because unless they, like I said with Mario Strikers, unless they really actually change what Mario Strikers is to please Nintendo, I don't really see them going back to Mario Strikers, because I know their ideas would probably be shot down for being too edgy. So, we'll really have to wait and see what Next Level Games' next project is. If it is Mario Strikers, I do think that could be announced as soon as probably late this year, maybe next year. Because of the fact that it's been, you know, about a year and a few months since Luigi's Mansion's come out, and Mario Strikers is a lot simpler of a game, so it won't take nearly as long to develop. So I could see having like a 3-year development span, probably something like that. So I could see it being announced at the end of this year or early next year, you know, somewhere around there. But nonetheless, what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments down below. Make sure to hit the little subscribe button so you can be subscribed to the channel. I completely am messing up my outro, but we're gonna roll with it. Click the notification bell. So click the little notification bell so you're notified when I upload videos. And check out the merch store. There's some cool ZakPak merch up on there. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.